Okay, West Horn did not practice. Nick Perry limited, Bauckham limited, Sharice Wright limited, Simi did not practice, Clid Holmes limited, Butch Lewis limited, Chris O'Dowd limited, Stanley Avili limited, and Robert Woods limited. Hopefully we'll get all those guys back by the time game time comes, so we can go up and play a very physical team. We're going to have to play great this week, as we will all week in this conference because it's so deep now. But we're going to have to play especially physical because these guys are as physical as they come in all three areas of the game. They're going to attack you on offense and pound you, and the quarterback's extremely good, and on defense they're playing way better than they were a year ago. And then special teams are extremely sound and physical. So this will be a good matchup for us.
How's Matt look this week to you?
Yeah, Matt's played well. Had a good week, and hopefully that if we have that shot again like we did last week, he'll finish him off and take the next step. From being a good quarterback to a great quarterback.
How do you guys get to luck? How do you put pressure on him?
Well, it's tough to win one-on-one matchups because this offensive line is probably as good as anybody in the country. And so they don't. As you can see, I don't know, they got 2 sacks all year or something. They don't let you get to the quarterback very often because they're very sound and they're going to run the ball and they're going to move them on play actions, and it's going to take what you give them. So somehow you got to get there, and the key is somebody got to find a way to stop on third down. I think they're number 2 in the country in third down conversion. I think 56 or 55%. So that's off the charts. So we're gonna have our hands full in all phases.
Where was Ed today?
He should have been on the injury report. He's back. Unfortunately, he's back in the hospital with an infection in his leg, and he's been in there since last night, right after practice, and hopefully he'll be back for the game.
Do you anticipate that he will be? I mean, are you?
I hope so. They're still running some tests, and they're still working on it there.
Is there any word that it could be something serious? Or do they have it under control with antibiotics?
It seems like it's under control, and they're hopeful that he'll be back with us, if not Saturday, tomorrow.
What if he's not available? What does that do to the way you guys, coach that day? I mean, who becomes responsible for that group?
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge if we have to come to it. Like I said, we're hopeful that we'll get him back tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Saturday, and then we'll worry about it if that's not the case.
Did you kick a kicker yet?
No. We'll go back and look at the film.
Were you happier with today, what you saw?
Yeah, I was. Hopefully they'll let us not wear pads and kick the ball with the wind at our back, and we'll be fine.
And inside 30 yards.
Yes.
Are you concerned at the end of the Hawaii game and then end of the Washington game? It looked like the defense was physically tired. You're playing a physical team Saturday. Is that going to be an issue?
Yeah, I mean, that goes back to a lot of things. One thing that goes back to is doing better on third down. We've not done very good on third and fourth down. Sure, on defense, that keeps putting you back out there. And now we go and play the second team in the country in third down conversion, converting over half of their third down. So, it has been an issue. Look at our no huddle. I think it's 34 points and 488 yards or something. That's enough for a whole season, or 2 seasons. So, we've got to find a way to do a lot better job, not just at the end of the game, but at the end of the first half when they get in those situations.
But is that a roster issue or a conditioning issue?
We can only control what we can control. We play our players more on defense, more snaps than we ever have. We just don't have the rotation that we'd like to, and we have even picked up practices more lately. We've incorporated more no huddle in practices against our defense, just for those reasons. To get our guys used to playing at that tempo. And Stanford, I don't think people realize, but Stanford actually has an up-tempo offense. It's not no huddle, but you'll see them Saturday. They sprint in the line of scrimmage. They change personnel on you really fast. They give defenses a lot of issues.
How are Stanford's running backs different this year than Toby Garrett?
Yeah, I think they're more traditional. Toby was so different than what you see. He was like a Mike Hallstatt or something. A pounder that the first guy would hardly ever bring him down. He's always, even if you fit the play up right, he'd still fall forward for 3 yards. So these guys are a little bit more traditional, but it goes back to their offensive line and their tight ends. They do such a good job and they play so hard. You can't let up at any time because they're so physical.
Do they do much number switching with that tackle, trying to hide guys or confuse or is that just the nature of the positions?
No, the issue comes in the shifting. You'll see them, they'll put extra linemen in, and then they'll shift, and so you'll think your close call's over here, and then it'll switch on you, and then all of a sudden you switch it, and now they're in an unbalance. So it's a very unusual set of problems, very different than anything that you usually ever see in what they do. Sometimes there's 5 linemen, sometimes there's 6, sometimes there's 7, and that's not stuff that you're used to practicing against.
Do you know who started running back for you?
Alan Bradford will start running back for us. He's had a good week last week, had a really good week of practice, and see if hopefully he'll be a big part of the game. We're gonna need to run the ball. We're gonna need to run it a lot.
Have you told him that? Have you met with him? Or?
No, I just watch him practice today and where we're at. That it just became apparent today that that's the right direction for us to go right now.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.